Greetings, Grapple fans! It's Mike Quackenbush here with your podcast A-Go-Go. And with National Pro Wrestling Day behind us, it's full steam ahead on Season 20. And we're aiming dead ahead at the month of March and the 15th ever Young Lions Cup. Today, on the podcast A-Go-Go, I want to take the opportunity to show you one of my very favorite matches from Season 19. Off the loss of the Grand Championship, Juan Francisco de Coronado was out to make a statement, but he came up against a star-making performance from North Carolina's own Cam Carter.
In my mind, he was the biggest surprise of Trios weekend. He came out of nowhere, to be honest, not to be rude, but I had never heard of him before that day, and I never forgot him after it, though. Like you said, he flew around the ring. His strikes were on point, and just beautiful high flyer is Cam Carter. And he must have turned the right head, because now Bryce gave him a match against former Grand Champion Juan Francisco.
We've seen Juan Francisco match up a lot of times against other technicians, especially during his time as Grand Champion. He had a very long title reign, of course, did Juan Francisco de Coronado. It haunts the nightmares of many members of the CHIKARA to this day. However, it was less common to see him matched up against a high flyer. Now, every once and again, Juan will surprise us with his flying ability. I'm curious to find out if he will attempt to match aerial tactics with Cam Carter.
You can't even just call Cam a high flyer, especially in this matchup, because if you look at him, he's got the size advantage. Usually a high flyer doesn't have that advantage. He's got the strength advantage, and then on top of it, he's now got the flight advantage. Juan's really going to have to depend on his technical prowess in this matchup. But look at Cam, look at that. Tied him up nicely.
Crucifix from Cam Carter, not wasting any time and standing tall, showing no signs of intimidation against a guy who loves to intimidate his opponents and control the pace. When Juan Francisco can dictate the tempo to his opponent, he is nearly unbeatable.
If Cam can prove at the beginning of this matchup that Juan does not have a technical advantage, I am finding it hard to find a way to how Juan's going to win this matchup.
Juan Francisco de Coronado stymied by the head scissor of Cam Carter right now.
Never mind, he'll cheat. I forgot. He cheats all the time. He's a dirty cheater.
Juan Francisco de Coronado trying to find his way out of that head scissor. He does. One more time as a side headlock, and that time he averted the head scissors. You saw Cam bring those long legs of his up right away, tried to snatch the head of Juan Francisco de Coronado, but it did not work.
Yeah, Trios, he proved he can fly with the best of them, and right here at one of the world's best technical wrestlers, he's proven he can go hold for hold. Shoulder tackle, puts Cam down, drop down. Leapfrog, Juan underneath, he stops.
And change of directions, a great way to disorient an opponent for a deep arm drag.
You see that fancy little footwork there? Not only did he duck the line, but he did a little back step to get him ready for an offensive maneuver.
Written scissor to take Juan Francisco over. And there, that's a move we often see executed very perfectly by Juan Francisco, a drop kick. Cam Carter may have just outdone the Ecuadorian aristocrat.
If that was his goal, he succeeded. Now he's going for the flight. Nope, stops. Oh, wait. Drop kick to the mush of Juan Francisco.
Another great change of direction from Cam Carter, who's not afraid to fly with a rocket tope and landed on his feet, nimble as can be.
I do that tope all the time. How people land on their feet, it's beyond me. I don't know. I am always crashing into chairs and the floor, and I got to figure out how to make mine a little more pretty.
Cam Carter, what a knee. Have you ever seen a knee like that?
Not off the top rope, hit him square in the jaw, sends Juan back. Juan's still on his feet, though. Got to give him credit. Carter charges in. And there, oh, big knee to the breadbasket, Juan Francisco.
Oh, gut wrench suplex put him right in the turnbuckle and upside down on top of his skull.
Earlier, I did say Cam Carter has the strength advantage just looking at the man, but don't ever underestimate the strength of Juan Francisco. I've been in the ring with him numerous times, more times than I'd like to count, and he is way stronger than he looks.
Juan Francisco stalking his prey. That gut wrench suplex into the turnbuckle really turned Cam Carter upside down. And now, not wasting any time, going to his game plan, Juan's going to begin wearing down Cam Carter.
The shark smells blood.
And we know, of course, Juan Francisco de Coronado, he favors that Coronado clutch, a submission hold that affects the lower back as well as the knees. And the fact that I just saw Cam Carter clutching his lower back, I think, is an early indicator of trouble. Now, what Cam Carter might bring to the table in terms of the moves, the holds that he favors, I don't know if Juan Francisco has done much homework on this young man.
I think I know Juan pretty well, and he's a super intelligent man, as smart as they come in the wrestling business. My gut tells me he probably did do some homework, just because he likes the game plan. He always comes to the ring with an idea of what he'd like to do. Does it always work? He's not the grand champion anymore, so nope, doesn't always work. Right now, he's in control of Cam. Looks like this one's turning Juan's way.
Juan Francisco de Coronado, as I said, when he's able to dictate the tempo to his opponent, he is nearly unstoppable as the former grand champion of Chikara, as so many challengers, myself included, found out.
Myself included.
We are quite the rogues gallery.
How about it?
Lifting him right up, and Cam trying to shift his weight down the back. He goes. Can he hold that upside down waist lock? Not enough of a double leg Nelson to make the sunset flip work. And this time it's Cam Carter who tastes the boots of Juan Francisco de Coronado.
A little bit of a drop kick off. Those of you at home on Twitter, let us know which drop kick did you like better, Cam Carter or Juan Francisco.
They were both gorgeous drop kicks, but right now Juan Francisco de Coronado enjoying the advantage. Gonna try and stretch out Cam Carter, slapping on the handlebars. You can see just from looking at the musculature around the shoulders and biceps where this strains the body. I have to admit, though, I am surprised to see Juan deviate away from the lower back and knees, which is often what he targets. Abdominal stretch put on.
Oh, and he's digging in that elbow to add a little insult to injury.
Yeah. Now, even though the abdominal stretch, of course, affects the abdominal wall, what you saw Juan Francisco do there by digging in his elbow is he put that right into the lower back as he punishes the spinal column of Cam Carter.
He's just mocking me at this point.
Cracking away at Cam Carter in the lower back. As I said earlier, Juan Francisco will stalk his prey, and that is exactly what we see going on.
Juan still control the mat.
Belly back suplex. Cam Carter using his height to his advantage to spread out his vertical base so Juan does not have the leverage to do it.
He's definitely got some fancy footwork there. That fancy footwork pays off with a big old elbow. Spin kick misses. Juan German suplex up.
Whoa!
On his feet.
Cam Carter just flipped right out and landed on his feet in a tremendous display of agility. And now starting to connect with one move after another, evades the strikes of Juan and lands an uppercut of his own. Ducks underneath, turns his back so a soul butt kick can find the... Right up a knee, another kick. I can barely keep up, Dasher.
German suplex for Juan. You don't see that too often, and that was pretty. Lands high up on the net. Only a 2 count.
If that landing had been level, I think this match would have been over. But the bridge was so high. What a gorgeous bridge that was. The suplex over-rotated just a few degrees, and you could tell that the one shoulder blade was not touching.
The little bit of research I did before this one, Cam favors a move he calls the Death Star.
The Death Star?
Which is a DDT variation. The German not working. I don't know how that German didn't work. That was amazing. Again, and I've said it 1,000 times.
Ooh, from the middle rope.
The heart of Juan Francisco is gigantic. Like it or not, I've seen him kick out of more moves than I'd like to mention. He spins him around. Catches him. Fireman's carry.
Not waiting very long to uncork that one. Oh, flying one-footed kick hit him right in the mush. Very, very close. Cam Carter doing a great job of stringing one move after the other.
Yeah, their strikes are all connecting right on the jaw of Juan. Juan's going to need a big old ice pack when this one's over, because that's about the 6th time I've seen him get kicked in the mouth.
Juan Francisco de Coronado might be looking for an emergency session at his orthodontist as soon as this match is over. Cam Carter, I don't think you can allow Juan time to breathe like that for that exact reason. Jawbreaker followed up by a drop kick. All he needed to do was draw one deep breath, and back on the offense goes Juan Francisco.
Whips him off. Carter slides through, reverses the whip. Juan up and over. Cam to go get him. Oh, big kick connects almost to the forehead of Cam Carter. Springboard.
Keep your eye on Juan, who drove the elbow right into the center of the sternum. He's got him.
You mentioned it earlier, when he flies, he's very capable.
Will the hubris of Juan Francisco undo him, though? He doesn't need to match flying moves with Cam Carter. it's often his submission game that leads him to victory.
I think he took offense by Cam hitting him with that drop kick. I think he'd go, all right, you want to steal my stuff, buddy? I'm going to do what you do, and I'm going to do it better than you. He is a tad arrogant, Juan Francisco.
A tad, you say?
Just a little.
Do they use the metric system in Ecuador? All the way up into the Tiger Driver, all the way down. He tried to take him over with a Frankensteiner, but he couldn't spike him. He also wasn't in position for the Hurricane Rana. Cam Carter's out there on the rampway right now. This time he catches Juan with the kick, and Juan just dropped like a ton of bricks.
If you've seen where Juan got kicked straight in the back of the head, even in the world of mixed martial arts, the back of the head is a no-no. That is a place you are not allowed to strike, folks, because the wrong blow could do the wrong kind of damage that we don't want to see happen to anybody here.
What on earth?
Oh, I'm going to bet all the money I got that Mike, not even you, got a name for what we just saw, and you know the name of every move in the world.
Looked like a step-up 450 splash to me.
Oh, I'm broke. That was incredible.
It was indeed awesome.
A move like that deserves a way fancier name.
We can give it one.
You win this battle, Mike Quackenbush.
Millennium Falcon 50. I don't know. We'll give it some kind of Star Wars theme thing.
This is the Death Star. Here it is.
Woo! Oh, no, he didn't get it. Juan ducking the clothesline. Elbow found the mark in the jawline. Cam Carter is rocked, and he's in perfect position for the Tiger Driver of De Coronado, who scores, covers with a double leg Nelson. It's 2.
Big kick out. I don't care, win, lose, or draw. I'm going to talk to Bryce. He needs to book Cam Carter on every show for the history of CHIKARA, just so I can keep seeing that move.
Juan Francisco, look at this. The Coronado clutch is locked. There's nowhere for Cam's got to make it to the ropes if he can't.
Cam.
No, he rolls through.
Come on, get their shoulders down.
Barely able to hold the shoulders, and Juan went right back into it. He held the grip. The Coronado clutch never came off, and Cam Carter has no choice but to tap out.
Good fight, Cam.
Here is your winner of this match, Juan Francisco de Coronado.
A breathtaking display from Cam Carter came all the way from the Carolinas for the chance to challenge Juan Francisco de Coronado today at #PianoMurder, but the former grand champion demonstrating in dominant fashion exactly why his title reign endured as long as it did. Because even when he's not busy bending or outright breaking the rules, he remains an incredibly competent technical wrestler.